Hi, my name is Helge Peters. I am a geographer at Oxford University, and in this screencast, I will walk you through a case study of how emotion can drive sustainable change for healthy rivers in London. So, let's get started. When Londoners took to their local rivers to cool off during the summer of 2020, the authorities warned that residents are exposing themselves to health risks from heavily polluted water. The public learned that water companies routinely release large amounts of untreated sewage into the nation's rivers and streams. Misconnections from new housing developments and from private properties exacerbate the problem. Investigations revealed that not a single river in England meets official targets for environmental quality, and even popular bathing spots are swimming in sewage. As a result, many people were outraged about the pollution of their water environment. They organized protests, such as this one here in Cambridge. And of course, they also took to social media. They made their feelings known: anger, sadness, and disgust. Now, these are difficult emotions that make many of us working in the water sector uncomfortable. But these emotions are important because they direct our attention to what matters. So how can emotion drive sustainable change? So let's look at the Wealdstone Brook in London. The Wealdstone Brook is a small stream. You can see it here meandering through the London boroughs of Harrow and Brent before the stream empties into the River Brent at Wembley. But the Wealdstone Brook suffers from chronic pollution. This pollution is caused by sewage spills, but also private pipe misconnections, all of which are made worse by an aging and inadequate water and sewerage infrastructure. Now, in April 2022, a major sewage pollution incident took place in the Wealdstone Brook, and it made it into the news. Local residents were angry and dismayed that decades of inaction had resulted in this extreme pollution event. After talking with local residents, a team of environmental researchers from Oxford, UCL, and Imperial College saw a chance here to kickstart a process for sustainable change for the Wealdstone Brook catchment. But first, important stakeholders had to commit to the change process, and emotions played an important role for creating this commitment. During a well-attended public meeting about the recent pollution incident, we presented insights from a new AI-powered data tool, the River Sentiment Dashboard. This tool performs sentiment analysis on millions of tweets that people write about any of the more than 400 rivers in the Greater London and Thames region. So you can search for a particular river, in this case the Wealdstone Brook, and the tool will show you how positively or negatively people have talked about it. So here you can see that a lot of negative talk begins in 2019 and then repeats over recent years. But the tool also shows you on the left-hand side the emotions that people express when they talk about the river. So for instance, sadness or anger, fear, and particularly strongly disgust are emotions that are associated with the Wealdstone Brook. So what we learned from this is that river pollution negatively impacts community well-being by provoking negative emotions. When local councillors, public servants, and water company officials saw these negative impacts, they joined 2 workshops along with local residents to create a shared understanding and find solutions for the Wealdstone Brook. But when negative emotions run high, how do you create empathy in order to break through the silos that prevent progress? When workshop participants shared their feelings about the Wealdstone Brook, it quickly became clear that actually strong feelings about the poor state of the river were mutually shared between water managers and residents, as was a sense of urgency that something needed to be done. In the next step, we built on this empathy to create a shared understanding of the causes and consequences of pollution with the help of a participatory mapping exercise. Participants were given a stylized map of the brook on which they recorded their local understanding of water pollution. And together, we then merged these local knowledges into a large shared map depicting the causes, consequences, and responsibilities for water pollution in the Wealdstone Brook. In the next workshop, participants built on this shared understanding in order to co-design solutions for changing the Wealdstone Brook for the better. These solutions range from community-led litter picks to visionary proposals for restoring a natural river that can serve as an inspiration of local pride and give a sense of community ownership. Perhaps most importantly, the process inspired a feeling of hope that residents working with institutions can restore a local environment that works for people and nature.